As an educator, I'm getting increasingly concerned with a huge drop of number of students taking 4 or more A-levels in the UK. As this graph shows, back in 2010, there were about 10% of students taking 4 A-levels or more. This number has significantly increased to about 4.8%. So what it means, if students decide to take 4 A-levels, you're automatically going to be in the top 5% of students taking A-levels within the UK. So what is going on? Why there is this huge drop? Does that mean that students are getting lazier? Or are the schools not encouraging students to take 4 A-levels anymore because they don't want to do extra work? Or is education just getting easier? What's happening? So let's break this down. So when I did A-levels back 10 years ago, it was a norm to take 4 A-levels if you were academically able, and if you really wanted to stand out, you could even do 5. So it was considered a norm, and then if you wanted to, you could drop 1 A-level later on. What students and parents don't realize that a school timetable, so particularly at private schools, it's made to include 5 A-levels. So by saying that you want to do 3 A-levels right at the beginning of your year 12, that means you're choosing to do a bare minimum of amount of work that is required for the university entry. So what are you showing? That you're not interested in academic work, and then you're saying, okay, well, I'm choosing to do the least amount of work and then I'm going to go to university. But university is not going to get easier. So you do want to try to do a bit more work to grow that academic resilience and to simply stand out in the crowd. Because if you only do 3 A-levels, there are about 64% of people doing 3 A-levels, you're going to be among that crowd. But if you decide to do 4 A-levels, you're going to be in the top 5%. If you decide to do 5 A-levels, it's only 0.1% that do 5 A-levels. So you're going to be in that very small percentage. So, because in 2024, there will be no personal statements. So that means it will be even more difficult for universities to differentiate between students. There is going to be less individualism among students. And especially if you just do 3, even if you're very good, it might be that your application will just not stand out on paper anymore. So what could you do is that you could go for 4 A-levels and really show that you are academically driven. Because by doing more academic work, you're showing that you have academic resilience, you have passion for academic work. By doing 4 A-levels, you will simply stand out of the crowd. Obviously, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a space, but it will maximize your chances. Because by doing 4 or 5 A-levels, you will really stand out of the crowd. And as I keep saying, you're going to be in the top 5% of the crowd of the students taking the A-levels. It will also teach you time management skills as well. If you do 4 A-levels, that means you're going to have less free periods. You're still going to have some, but that means you are going to develop time management and resilience skills. So you're going to think ahead and be like, okay, when can I do my homework? When am I going to do extra reading? When am I going to do sports or any other extracurricular activities? At the end of the day, if you decide to do 3 right from the beginning, then you're going to have so many free periods. And to be frankly, they're probably going to be, because you have so much free time, that time is probably most likely will be wasted either chatting to your friends in a sixth form common room, or you probably will spend it on social media. And now let's go through the final reason why it's important to do 4 A-levels. Let's say you do 4 A-levels and one of them you really, really detest. You just don't like it. You're not getting on with it for one reason or the other. Doesn't matter. By doing 4, you are keeping your options open. It means you can still drop that 4th A-level maybe after you receive your university offers. So you could do 4 A-levels and then let's say your offer could be of 3 A-levels, you could ask of universities and say, actually, I don't really want to see this A-level anymore. Do you mind if I only do 3? And in most cases, universities would probably say, yes, absolutely fine, as long as you meet the minimum requirement that we've asked for you. So I had students that did 5 A-levels, and then they dropped straight after their university applications, they dropped to 4. But imagine when they applied with 5, that really beat the competition and it really made them stand out on paper among many applicants. So my message to parents and students about to start in year 12 is, guys, do 4 A-levels, at least start with 4 A-levels, even more. Have a go at it. It's not so much work. Actually, you will be pleasantly surprised at yourselves is that by doing 4 A-levels, you're going to actually be doing academically really well. If you suddenly struggle with it, yes, of course you have an option to drop down to 3 A-levels, but why would you start with an easy option straight away? Okay, and if you want to talk about it or you have any questions, then please leave a message down in the comments below. I would be very happy to have a free consultation with parents or with students to advise them on their A-level choices and to speak about doing 4 A-levels. And to be honest, it's the message that needs to be passed to many parents and to realize that actually 4 A-levels, it used to be a norm, and the students who are especially academically ambitious and are aiming for top universities is that they do need to put a bit more work. You cannot just do bare minimum of 3 because it will be very difficult to stand out and to whether even to get an interview. And the universities will never ever publicly say, actually, we are noticing students who are doing 4 A-levels or 5 A-levels, is because they can't just say it. But it's probably most likely what is happening behind the closed doors. If you like this style of video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, so I'll be releasing more and more videos talking about my findings in the educational industry. Get in touch and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.